Entina manfo bu say na eyede kra na Afrifa ne Kevin Taylor beef no eyede na started that bay. What actually inspired their beef? In this video no Afrifa men sankasa abetire mu baby omu beef no start free e dey kra de be see on Kevin Taylor ekonya beef wa kire mu akodi na mu kwa no asakwa expose anyone na me bi kra mu abusia enya semkuma aha Penyah block media mesro say ne dem over like video no other room over subscribe button that we can notification account for latest updates na be chere wa adwen dia mama e wo comment section so basma no chi video more for so enya bi ahwe into the man of the moment Okatakyie Afrifa mensa bonso bema ba
obi se obema ne ho ayehu ahunehu na kuratwi amansa oboa ono no nipa ne ye na ma ye de hunu no aye bi dandim sa ye gu so ye obesan aye bi ye Okatakyie Afrifa mensa tisire kwabnafo a odi ne mama sem okono okunyini kofo bekwen a wako adi nkontonchi ne anadwoma na sem so sakatim pobi a wopono ana wo so mebe tekrema pora wo matekrema pem atapiti duya kontonchi amframa jampanzudu entumi ntutu mensa brampa otu an nsambo jabum ahuntu ajodu pon kwame ato apoma jatabruwa na chiame poma okantinka kantanka okokuloko okodrufu sentrefu mu bomofo nanti amra okumo bo pound di ame Okatakyie Afrifa mensa atlas jiadwa na tie no dia wu
ora say agona nyametias agona PSA bema ba ye say Ononkwa, he's the only man waiting me fight native doctor Edin Sunkunim without any spirit. Waiting fighting native doctor any kitchen champion. Every 4 men are making. We are fighting native doctor any kitchen champion. Edin Sunkunim. Hey, we lead Kevin Taylor 10 trillion mass. By the way, every friend lead Kevin Taylor 10 trillion punches. Kevin Taylor to me too. We all lead 10 trillion punches. I said, especially by him, since you are the free for the American media, no, I said, I'm for Helino, what boy you must know. Yeah, there's Uncle Corey, Sansa Nibari, or Bugan in Africa. Already, you think I have Mahama, why Mahama Bukata? Video Beba, because I am Mahama crowd personal physician. Wait, and I tell Mahama, no Mahama, and no one has ever called about to know Mahama, so holding anymore. Obi has over 80 years. I go for 80 years, going for any more that's crossing Mahama now over the 60 years. Is a nagger new Kumahama Kakanga Kavanam O Kunankasaka O Kununga. Only doctor but often as a personal physician, or they tell Mahama or prescribe no Mahama Epom. Hey, Ghana, hey, you ever bad uncle so. That was ya a buy, you know. I want for tears if you acquire didn't find it came to a Penyah beef. Ain't Afrifa Enra on Good Evening Ghana with Poradumochri. Echo treat you and near my ACC. The amount of Kevin Taylor Penyah beef. Now, I want to walk deep.
A few days ago, why were you concerned about the process?
Right, well, as usual, good evening to the people watching us from far and near. And I can tell Facebook is buzzing.
It is.
Right, so first of all, this is a national duty. Nothing short of that. It is nothing personal. It is not to get at anyone. But it is a way of serving my country, where I believe so strongly if something is not going on well, I should be a good citizen and speak up, for which I am doing now. So you were asking questions about why Council of State was supposed to do diligence on this matter, but this thing could slip through. I call it a Kevin Taylor effect.
What is Kevin Taylor effect?
No. So for what you don't know, that position is more or less like a reserved position for Kevin Taylor, for which he was supposed to put somebody that he trusts, and this is the person that he puts there. So it was a reward.
Is he Kevin Taylor connected to health?
Yeah, no. But of course, you know this country where we reward people.
Well, so for the work he did to
for
help
what
NDC
he did
to win,
yes. So
he
that is
entitled to
one
one board membership.
I wasn't so sure of which position they were going to give him. But I had the information that the government was going to give Kevin Taylor a position. But because he has a warrant on him and he cannot be present, then he came in. You know, he's been in the country twice since the NDC won.
I know once.
Yeah, he's been here twice.
He's come again.
Yeah, he's come again. And he
was protected again.
He was protected again. And
there
was a meeting that was held at a place called Mangwasi in East Legon.
Yes.
There is a
Were you there?
You know this job. We pick information. And this,
Okay.
this is very authentic information. You can de-associate yourself.
Oh no, don't worry.
I am saying.
People meeting is not.
So
a, it's not a
there
defamatory.
was a meeting held where Kevin Taylor told a certain leadership of the NDC that this is or no power of attorney. He gives it to this woman in case they want to give him an appointment. This woman should represent him. That is how come they put her on the board. So no due diligence was done because it was Kevin Taylor's appointment. And I'm sure you can tell from the way almost everybody in this government is as though nothing works unless Kevin Taylor says it. The president is even taking actions because Kevin Taylor is backing about it. So when it comes to issues of Kevin Taylor and its associates, which as we delve into it, I'll show you. There is a criminal syndicate that has been built by this boy to the extent that they blackmail people in high places that you cannot even do what ordinarily you're supposed to do when you are going to appoint somebody like this.
No, I don't get it. Blackmail.
Yeah, blackmail.
That's serious.
Which
Who
certainly
is blackmailing?
Kevin Taylor and this lady and quite a few other people.
Why do the people get? What do they do to be blackmailed? Why do they get themselves into this?
So this lady gets closer to people in high places.
How does she do that?
Of course, the same way he could manage her way to come and sit on GH1. To think that your brother Bulare could fall for her tricks and all that. Of course, you should know the girl has some level of IQ. And I have been with this girl before. She's my friend. We've been friends for quite some time. She is a smart woman. That one you can't take it away from her. She is very smart, except that she uses her smartness for the wrong things. So this girl can swindle her way through and get to almost every corner in this country, high places. I saw you reading a text.
Yes,
which you said that
it's not verified. So.
No, but I am telling you that it's a trite knowledge. People who were on the campaign trail of the NDC knows that whenever they were calling President Mahama's physician to come and take care of him, it was this lady they called from a very reliable source.
Well, I met President Mahama in UK with a doctor that I know. It wasn't her.
Well, but I'm saying that from a very reliable source. This lady was on the campaign trail of the NDC all through the campaign. So somebody was telling me that no wonder at some point the president's face was looking.
She was on the campaign trail.
Yes, she was. She's a non-NDC member.
Or just an NDC communicator.
As a doctor of the president, then in opposition, the presidential candidate.
Oh, that one I would disagree.
But let's go.
Because I met President Mahama and a doctor that I know. I'm not sure he was with
I'm not sure you know all President Mahama.
No, I didn't see all of. I saw one person was with him. But he's a very renowned doctor. His name starts with D.
The bottom line is that this girl managed to get herself into a higher place with Kevin Taylor involved, and they were running a criminal syndicate. Which, as we progress, I'm going to show you. I have a lot of information on these people. Even the one that you saw just recently being released is the least among them.
The videos of
videos of her swindling her way through pretending to be a doctor. No, she's not. She's never been a doctor. So when I got the information that she was going to be appointed onto no mean a board than NHIA board, such a sensitive position. This is somebody whose stock in trade is to edit documents, and
let's stay on the blackmail. Let's story tell it. So assuming that these are some of the certificates that they put there that she
all these certificates are fake.
Okay.
It was edited.
Assuming she wants to blackmail, and the blackmail, was it about politicians or
big men in higher places?
Politicians, businessmen.
Businessmen. So what people don't know is that
she comes to you and says, "What? I'm a doctor," and then how does she blackmail?
As to how she makes friends, of course, she's been friends with almost everybody. I posted a video on For the Records where she was talking about Owusu Bempah, talking about
yes, I think I've seen that. Nigel Gezi and Owusu Bempah.
Because she is friends with almost all the people at higher place. As to how she managed to get there, I don't know.
So when she becomes your friend,
then she leaks
what does she
information
get
to
you
Kevin Taylor.
to do to blackmail? What does she get?
Quite a few other things,
like
including things that you and I can imagine. Records them and
amorous
relationship.
So she becomes so that's targeting men then.
Targeting men, of course.
So she gets that's her. That's her in the another video.
All right. So this video, what she's been doing is that because she tells a lot of lies, and Paul, this one is nothing personal. It has nothing to do with her as a person because I've been a friend before, and I'm not interested in what she's been doing wrong or right.
Is that the same person?
Yes, that's the same person. So what she's been doing is that she tells a story as though a certain facility, medical facility, and this facility is a well-spun medical facility in America, Pennsylvania.
Really? Okay.
So she will tell a story as though the medical facility belongs to her. And so if you can tell, she sheepishly will go around taking videos and photos in front of certain facilities, then come and swindle people that is a facility, sometimes taking huge amounts of money from them.
Yeah, but why are you giving her money because she has a facility? What is it?
She tells you that come and invest in A, come and invest in B. She's building OB Gyne in Ghana, and she's gotten to a certain point and all that, and you'll be interested. And there's one of the pictures, which I'm sure you don't have it here, where she will edit a bank account statement, sometimes from Wells Fargo, which states several millions of dollars in the account, but she'll tell you a different story, you'll be interested. The kind of juicy information.
But the accounts must bear her name.
The accounts will bear the name of the hospital, well edited. And what people don't know, this has been the stock in trade of this girl and Kevin Taylor for years. Most of the things that people were seeing on Kevin Taylor's platform were edited. And this is their stock in trade. So she will edit a Wells Fargo account. If somebody can edit her credentials, what else can she edit?
Okay, still, let's get back to the blackmail. I'm interested in the story, but let's get back to the blackmail.
So
she gets to know you.
Right.
She engages in an amorous relationship with you.
Sometimes.
And then she videos her without you knowing.
Sometimes she'll video it, sometimes she'll tell you she's pregnant. And for that matter, you need to send her money, you do this, you do that. Then on Saturday, I'm going to show videos of her portraying to be pregnant.
We can't wait for Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay, but assuming that she has an amorous relationship with
a big man married, you are scared. So obviously when
candidate A, and he says, I'm pregnant. I say, okay, you can have the baby. Will she move to something else?
No, of course. She will run you through, and I'll show you. Like I said on Saturday, I'll show you. She will run you through a whole 9 months or so, where she can sometimes tell you that the baby has to be induced. And not only politicians, as far as Nigeria, they are engaged in money laundering activities.
Who is they?
I'm talking about Kevin Taylor and this lady. Where there is a certain allergy in Tudu, whom they use to do all these things.
Oh yeah, I've seen that photograph of some allergy in Tudu where they go and do money.
Saturday, I'm going to do a lot on this. So okay, people think that it's just about she having fake credentials.
So so when she gives the information to Kevin Taylor, in case you don't pay,
then they'll use it against you. So
when we hear Kevin Taylor mentioning people's names, it's all about that.
This guy is an assassinator. Of course, you know he's an assassin, political assassin. Where he goes on rampage, and what he does best is that, you see, when we are talking about somebody committing a crime against the state, this guy will move away from the substantive matter of committing a crime against the state and veer into sexual escape. Where, for instance, this guy that has been caught by Yoko, Adubuayi.
Yes.
You are saying that Adubuayi has committed a crime against the state by defrauding, by stealing, by any other. Why is Kevin Taylor not staying on that matter, being interested on that matter? Now he will veer into Adubuayi, so that is his stock in trade. That is what he does. And I'm sure he did it to you as well.
He did.
Where he said, oh, you are gay, you are this.
Yes.
And these are matters that ordinarily, when the public hears it, they cannot even analyze it critically.
It has gossip value.
It has gossip value. And you yourself, you cannot even count. For instance, this guy goes there and say, and all that. What he's trying to do, it's not as though you can come and show your penis to the world and say, this is how big my penis is.
Yes.
So he weaponized sexual stuff against big men, and of course, they will have evidence.
And
prominent people, just so they can go in for some good cash.
Yeah,
sometimes $100,000, $200,000.
Yeah, but if I'm not gay, I will not pay you nothing.
No, but some of them fall prey to it.
After you've said it, why must I pay you?
I'm saying some of them fall prey to it.
Oh, fall prey to the blackmail. That they have actually done the thing that they are.
And I'll show you on Saturday.
Are there pastors who are being blackmailed by these people?
Oh, if Yashua Senega mentioned their names, so I'm sure you can ask him here.
I saw Yashua Senega's video, and he was shocked that anybody can consider Anne for an appointment. She was completely shocked.
So I said it's the Kevin Taylor factor. So let's go back and come forward. I've known this person. I knew her for a short period of about 3 to 4 months. And
that was it?
Yes. And I detected quite a few character traces that I wasn't so comfortable with. For which reason I decided I was not going to work with her again. And one thing led to another. One day I woke up and Kevin Taylor is on my case without me having to mention his name anywhere, talk about him anywhere. He goes to rampage.
But you know Kevin Taylor, you met him before?
No, I don't know him. I have not mentioned his name anywhere.
But
I have not spoken to him. Have
you met him?
No, I have not.
Okay.
Why would I want to be such a character?
I thought you know him historically.
I don't know him. I've never seen him before.
Okay.
So one day I wake up and this guy is on my case, destroying me left, right, center. Then I got to realize that, okay, the common denominator is that Kevin Taylor knows this girl. So pretty much, because we are no more working together and all that, that's why she's going to give my information. So I sent this girl a message and saying that stop sending your exes because of the information I had heard subsequently. Stop sending your exes to Kevin Taylor for him to destroy them. The next minute, from nowhere, I get this, you sextortion, this. I was like, what kind of nonsense is that? So you know what they were doing? Because they had the idea that I had information at my disposal, for which reason they wanted to, they framed up, edited certain things and sent it to the CID. For the CID to now have access to my gadgets, for which reason they will get the kind of information I have on them.
Oh, I get it.
So they sent this information.
So the CID was used?
Yes, they used the CID in order to get access to my gadgets. Just so they could, because at that time they knew that I had information on them. Because I had told Anne that the kind of information that people have brought to me, you cannot survive it when these things are put in the public domain. So stop it. But she wouldn't stop. I don't know whether she thought I was
okay. So now she wants to get your phone.
She wanted to have access
look at the
to my
information
phone
and deny you of it.
Of
so
course,
that you cannot
of course.
publish.
That is how come they came up with this edited story of I've sextorted, the nonsense they presented me. But they had no water. He couldn't have stood there.
Did the CID ask you about sextortion?
They called me. In fact, the cybercrime unit, they called me. And up to date, they said that they are still doing the investigation.
Did they take your phone from you?
They took my phones.
Did they return it?
I haven't even had my phone since then.
Your phone is still with them?
It's still with them. According to them, they are not done
serious?
They are not done with the investigation. So my phone is still with them.
This is about a month?
This is about 2 or 3 months ago.
Since you were arrested on the road?
Since I was arrested the second time. The first time it had to do with national security. The second time. So what they were doing, this girl is NDC, like I'm saying. So she was just being used to get to me, just so they can have the information I have with them. And she has big men at higher places, Paul. Big men at higher places. You'll be so shocked.
I understand there's an important, very, very important operator in the Jubilee House who is on a blackmail list.
Not just one.
I know this one that shocks me.
Oh, not just
because this
one.
guy is a very powerful man.
Oh,
nobody's afraid of him.
Some of them
apparently he's on the blackmail list of this lady.
Some of them I know.
In Jubilee?
Yes, Jubilee House.
They are on her blackmail list.
Why do you think up to now they've not arrested this girl? Because as we speak, I have the Criminal and Other Offences Act here. I have with me the National...
somebody must report her.
No, somebody doesn't need to. It is in the full glare of the public.
Well, for the fact that the president has revoked
the president has revoked.
Yeah.
And the Criminal Investigation Department of the Ghana Police, what are they doing? When in actual fact people have been put behind bars for the same crime. If the girl doesn't have any big men at higher places, why is the girl still walking around free? When this borders on crime. And this thing must be nipped in the bud just so it will serve as a deterrent for other people not to get engaged in such.
I saw the young man. I saw the Jandam Taylor talk about me and me. Some guy called me. Me, whose name is on the Medical and Dental Council letter. I think he requested for the information. The guy who came to sheepishly apologize that we never even understood it. He said that you, Paul, I don't need, but I've not seen him in a very long time. And apparently there was a conference call in Jubilee, and he said, I've not seen Paul Adomachi anywhere. But that's how Kevin Jandam started. That you Paul, you are going to hire Nee is a small fry.
Oh, you mean
Nee
Amatefio?
Yes. So he thought that I had hired Nee Amatefio to put up that letter. Because when I saw the Medical and Dental Council letter, I forwarded it to my friends at GH1. That look, be careful. This your lady is not a doctor. According to what first I checked with Ghana Medical and Dental Council. You published this? They said, yes, we did. It's from us. So I sent it to my friends at GH1. Now look, be careful. This girl is not a doctor. I think this must have carried it on and it got to National Security, and Jandam Taylor got to know that I sent it to GH1. So then he came on and said, so Nee was in all kinds of troubles because Nee works at Jubilee House. He's an NDC communicator. So he was in all kinds of troubles. And then they found out that, well, it's not that. Then they went on to Anefi. This guy, Anefi guy, young man, I saw his hospital at Sprinters Road doing so well. And I saw the videos historically of what Kevin Taylor had been saying about him, his father, his mother. I mean,
this idea of him roping in your father, your mother, like I'm saying, this guy is an assassin.
Yes, your wife.
He will come at you and go after almost every other person that is important in your life, just so they can impress on you and say, Paul, please don't talk about this guy again. So he uses that as a stalking tree to be able to get his way around. He did it to me. When he started this thing,
are numbered because legal action is nearing his home in Washington, D.C. It's very close.
But you know that it's not just legal action. What people don't know is that this guy sitting in America, the soil of America, inciting tribes against Ashantis and all that.
I've seen those videos.
That is local terrorism. using the internet to body shame women, coming after women, insulting them left, right, center. That is local terrorism. So there is something that we are doing behind the scenes, myself and my team.
It's important.
Where we've managed to get some people in higher places in America, where we've managed to put all those videos. We are petitioning the FBI, petitioning Homeland Security, for them to look into the activities of this guy. Because what he's doing, one day we've seen it before, but one day it happened. This guy comes to sit and say, all the other tribes, you see, Asantes are this, Asantes are that. When you see this person beat him, incite him, you cannot do that on the soil of America. And that is local terrorism. So we are working on something behind the scenes. But let's stick on this lady. This lady, Paul, what you guys don't know, she is a criminal with criminal records.
Yeah.
Not just a fraudster by swindling her way into higher places, but this girl is a criminal. On Saturday, on For the Records, I'm going to show you. But what I'm saying is that, why is it that up till now the girl is still walking around freely?
Well, that one, I think that we don't know what the...
Paul, let's read something on health and let me see the act. That is Act 857, Health Professionals Regulatory Bodies Act.
Yes.
Let's read section 48 of that.
Yeah.
It says a person who makes a false declaration. Paul, listen, a person, that is Act 857, Health Professions Regulatory Bodies Act 2013. A person who makes a false declaration in an application for registration as a medical or dental practitioner, physician assistant, or certified registered anesthetic. When you make that false claim
that you are a
that
physician assistant, you are an anesthetist,
or B, who willfully, listen here carefully, who willfully or falsely uses any name, title, such as doctor. So the initial argument was that the girl was not even practicing in Ghana. She was just a doctor in America.
She's not a doctor in America.
You are not a doctor in America, but even in the event that you were a doctor elsewhere and you come to Ghana, the law per section 48 of Act 857 says that a person who willfully or falsely uses any name, title, such as doctor, or addition implying a qualification to practice medicine or dentistry, commits a crime.
Oh, a crime?
Yes.
The law calls it a crime.
It's a crime. You've committed a crime.
Serious,
even by the use of the title doctor.
Yeah, that's a serious matter.
If you say that you are a medical doctor in America, even if she was, the fact that she's not undergone the processes that is supposed to let her integrate, you cannot call yourself a doctor in Ghana.
Let alone you are not a
doctor anywhere on this planet, and you call yourself a doctor. That is a crime. Beyond that, let's go to section 131 of Criminal and Other Offences Act 1960 at 29. It talks about falsification of documents. Then you go to section 151. It talks about forgery. All these things are crimes sitting in our books, and yet nobody is taking action. Why is nobody taking action? Let's read section.
Maybe a formal complaint must be made. Maybe we can do a formal
So,
complaint.
Paul, are you saying that when somebody is committing a crime in the full glare of the public, in the full glare of the security, it needs somebody to make a complaint?
But why they are not doing it, we don't just talk. We should write to the CID.
So let me read section 131 of Criminal and Other Offences Act. That is the definition of 123. Defrauding by false pretense. A person who by means of false pretense or by personation obtains or attempts to obtain the consent of another person to part with or transfer the ownership of a thing, or by a false representation of acting in accordance with the instructions, orders, or requests of the president or a member of the cabinet, commit a second-degree felony under subsection 1 of this act.
Where are you putting this? Who is
so I'm putting this about defrauding by false pretense.
Who is she defrauding? The president?
The president and the cabinet. If you can manage to get the president to appoint you onto such a sensitive board
as a doctor
when you are not, that is defrauding by false pretense.
A health professional with expertise in health insurance,
which she is not. She has never had anything.
She defrauded the president.
The highest qualification this girl has had is something they call HHE.
What's that?
That is home health assistance or something. Those that take care of old men and women. Even that it must be done with the supervision of a medical practitioner. So this girl has the highest qualification she has in this world. So the reason that she has this idea, I know she put up a post. Okay, now let's come back to a picture that has been put on.
Can you put the photograph on the TV on there?
There's a photograph where somebody is called Anne Sullivan Daly.
The white woman.
The white woman.
Yes.
So identity theft.
That's her.
This is the person that she is pretending to be.
Oh, I see.
So that's identity theft. Her name originally is Anna, not even Anne. Anna. Anna Sansa Kufon. The father is a pastor.
Anna Sansa.
Anna, somewhere, the father is a pastor somewhere in Bono.
Oh, I see.
So originally her name is not Anna Sansa Dali. But because of this woman, because the woman is Anne Sullivan Dali, who is a medical person with all the credentials she is claiming to have.
Oh, that's serious.
So going to John Hopkins, it is this woman who went to John Hopkins. All the credentials she's pretending to have is this woman who has it.
Oh, but that's a high-level crime.
No, that is a high-level crime even in the United States.
It is indeed.
And some, because they don't know some of the editing. And I tell you, that is big. Kevin Taylor and this girl, they've done this thing for so many years, deceiving the public. And people cannot even detect it. Now, this is the time that people are going to know exactly what this guy has been doing to them.
So this girl lives in Ghana, or she lives at both places?
She became a citizen of the United States in 2019.
By marriage?
By marriage.
That marriage is still in
So she was married to one old man called Tim Daly, Tim Daly.
Mm-hmm.
But she will even lie to people that there is an actor called Tim Daly, Timothy Daly. She will lie to people that is there. No. She got married to an old man somewhere. But in the course of that is her private life, so I'll probably delve into it.
Okay.
My concern has to do with the things that borders on crime against our state. I knew all these things quite a few years back.
So that most of the things that Kevin Jandam says about people is coming from this.
It's coming from this lady when she gets into your corner and she gets
blackmail.
Blackmail.
So those who don't pay are those that we hear about.
Oh, they pay. Most times.
But we hear about them. So
they cannot
they reduce it.
So this girl was dating a nephew.
Yes, the doctor.
That is how come a nephew was put on the spot. And for so many months, allegations upon allegations were made. Meanwhile, up to today, they've not been able to present a single document to the national security or police that a nephew is a fraudster, and for that matter, he must be arrested.
Even his hospital was affected. His business.
So he goes on the assassination attacks using social media. Nephew is a criminal. Nephew. Meanwhile, if you are talking about somebody that is a criminal, it's actually the guy in Kevin Taylor. So what they are is what they portray other people to be, being a fraudster. So the guy was dating a nephew. And in the course of dating, I think she got information that her nephew was getting into a deal with something called gold soup.
Yeah, the gold soup.
The gold soup. Yeah. Is it souk or souk?
Okay,
so they are supposed to meet
Sami with the gold board. Yeah.
And this guy is closer to Sami Jemfi as well.
I'm not sure about that.
I'm giving you information.
No, because I've checked.
Whatever information I am giving you information.
Well, because I checked and the information was that they met on a flight.
You think at this point somebody would like to associate herself with it?
I checked before that they met on some flights, the USA Delta flight.
Okay.
Now, I was told that because at the time the flight had a problem, Sami Jemfi was trying to sue them.
Okay.
And I was at the airport at that time, so he spoke to me about it. So they said, no, the lady was also on that flight. After that, they met once at some restaurant.
You believe they met once at a restaurant?
That's what I was
really?
told.
Once at a restaurant?
Yeah, that's what I was told.
Very nice. That you meet somebody on the flight and you meet once at a restaurant.
No, they put a legal action together, so I think they were talking.
But if you put a legal action together, you are talking, it's not going to be once at a restaurant. You certainly will have continuous conversations upon conversation. But that is not the substantive matter. Let's come back to the substantive matter. So this girl would then move you the same way he moved a nephew to Kevin Taylor, for Kevin Taylor to come at him, assassinate you, character assassination, left, right, center. And when I heard that this girl had dated a nephew, that is how come I got to know that, okay, that is where my own started from. All this while, she has been my friend, even when we are no longer friends as in being friends.
I get it, yeah. You still talk to her every night.
I still talk to her every night.
Are they blackmailing Reverend Osubempa?
I don't know about that. What I know is that...
Are they blackmailing Nigel Gezi?
I know they were very good friends. Nigel Gezi, Osubempa, and the lady, they were very good friends. I'm not too sure what they are.
So is it conceivable that a reverend person is paying do they pay month? The blackmail money is weeks or month? Or?
I don't know about that. I'm saying that they were very good friends. Why do you single out those names?
Yeah, because those are the names that are popping up. People are sending me texts.
People are sending you.
Blackmailing Osubempa, is blackmailing Nigel Gezi. Schwarzenegger mentioned it. Ifia, the lady herself, her video mentions those two names. And I'm hoping it's
she goes as far as Nigeria. You know what? There's a guy called Mike Ezra, a Nigerian actor. Affected. A victim of their circumstance. Very criminal.
But how does
it's a criminal syndicate
benefit from the blackmail?
Of course, when the girl gets money, he gets a cut.
Even if he didn't play any role, because it's not.
Why will he not play any role?
He announces on his show. He talks about it on his show, or they threaten that.
I am saying they will threaten you behind the scenes that if you don't pay X amount, they will come after you. They will destroy your image. And most people don't want this kind of bad publicity. You know, big men at high places wouldn't want this kind of bad publicity.
But
Some of us can survive it. You can survive
How does she do the amorous thing? She will say that I slept with you, or she'll put a camera in here.
I said Saturday I will show you.
I can't wait.
On for the record.
I can't wait. This is serious.
So, Paul, we are calling on the security agencies that we shouldn't treat this business as usual, where we think the president has revoked the appointment of another matter issue. We must be able to investigate it. Use her as a scapegoat, as a deterrent for other people not to engage in, because it's becoming one-two men.
We did not arrest Dr. UN.
But Dr. UN did not get to the position that this girl has gotten to.
Dr. UN was giving fake awards.
Giving fake awards is
money from anyone.
And you know that she says she's not practiced in Ghana. I am telling you on authority that this girl has been practicing in Ghana for some time.
Oh, people have sent texts that she's
she's been practicing
named the
in
hospital, but in an FS hospital, she was practicing there.
Yes, in an FS hospital, she was practicing. And beyond that, I'm saying it on authority that this girl has been taking care of people in this country.
Giving them medicine.
Why are you doubting the fact that she was taking care of the president when they were in opposition?
Because I saw the president with the doctor.
I am saying that why are you doubting it? Paul, the fact that you saw something does not mean that it cannot be true.
But this is serious.
Yes, it's serious.
Hey.
It's serious. And that is criminal act. For me, I don't care about the kind of personal life she leads or she doesn't live.
Wow.
And I wouldn't probably have talked about it if she did not get that kind of a sensitive position.
That's what Ifya said on her video, that she doesn't really
I knew quite a few things, but it's of no concern to me.
Yeah, she doesn't care. But now that they're going to put her on NHI, then that's
it is something that bothers our nation.
But you know, she was on the same platform with President Mahama last year.
Yes, the women's something.
Yes. And apparently they were coming to do another one June.
This year, yeah.
And they have cancelled
with the president.
Yes, they were with now the president, then as candidates, now as president, and they have.
She's a very smart woman. For that, you can't take it away from her. Very smart, except that she uses the smartness for the wrong things.
How can we convince young people that is not the way to go?
By first picking her, using her as a scapegoat, using her as a deterrent. Because if we don't punish her for this high-level crime, then we are endorsing this criminality. And if we don't punish her, then any other person will believe that probably this is the way to go. And in this country, you know the way we sweep things as though this business, we've revoked her appointment. Let's all go to sleep and take the next thing and deal with it. I don't think this must be treated business as usual. I believe that this matter, we must delve into it. We must report it to the United States authorities, because what she's done is a high-level crime in the United States.
It is, yes.
And she's a citizen of the United States.
Misrepresenting yourself
Misrepresenting is a high-level crime.
Acting as a doctor.
Yes.
Taking care of people's health.
Yes.
When you are not trained for it.
Claiming to have attended John Hopkins.
Yeah, claim to have
John Hopkins is the top. Creme de la
medical training.
And you say that Ivy League university like that, you got 4.0 what? GDP.
Oh, she has a great point in there.
No, she said she got 4.0 GDP instead of GPA. She said GDP.
Oh, she said GDP. Gross domestic product. She didn't know it's a GPA.
I mean, even one of the certificates, I'm sure when we portrayed,
she's written GDP.
One of the certificates.
She doesn't know
it had John Hopkins University, and underneath it, University of Baltimore. Let me see this one. Projected. I think no. There's one of them.
No, they can read it there. They will tell us.
So
that
one of the certificates, there was John Hopkins at the top, and because they don't even know what they are doing, at the end there was University of Baltimore in the one certificate. So John Hopkins
universities on one certificate.
John Hopkins Kakra, University of Baltimore also Kakra, and one of them she said, "Oh, I attended Temple University."
Temple,
Temple.
One.
That's a huge
one.
That's
a very solid one too.
You know, I made application to Temple just a few months ago.
Oh, I see. For law.
For law, for my master's in law. Wow. And somebody says I went to Temple and I redirected and all that nonsense. So
let's see what people are saying on the text message and then we'll continue the conversation. Should I start with Kobe? Antoinette, let me start with you. What are people saying?
Gerard of Mami, our comments as when some of you concerning Omo beef with Kevin Tirababy started. What actually inspired the beef? Anyway, Abedru, anyway, Bia, ever go our copy. I Penyah Block Media.